So for those of you who chose pile 1 or the mood board 1, we'll go through your preview for 2025, right? So we have the lessons that you learned in 2024, the lessons you will learn in 2025, the theme of the year, and some good and bads of the year, right? So without further ado, let's start with your tarot cards. Okay. So we've got 5 tarot cards. We've got 2 cards for the theme of the year. We've got a card for the lessons of 2024, and we've got another card for the lessons of 2025. So the lesson of 2024 was service. Okay, so when I think of the service card as a lesson 2024, it implies that during the last year you had to reevaluate your gift of giving, your gift of servicing others, the way you take care of others, the way you do things for others, the way you push your limits for others. You had to reevaluate that. You had to reorganize your priorities. You had to make sure that you were keeping yourself first. You're not pushing your limits just to serve the other person. You had to make sure that whatever you were doing was for your own good. The lesson here was for you to step onto your own power while also helping others, but not letting that the whole service thing affecting you, not letting other people drain your energy, not letting other people make use of you and throwing you away, Basically, it's like allowing yourself to be as helpful as you want to be, but making sure that there was a boundary so that you will not exploit yourself for the benefit of others when those people would not do the same for you. Okay, so your theme for 2025 is isolation. So usually when I see this card, I think of reflecting, the hermit card, right? You're reflecting on your own ideas, your own values, you're reflecting on who you are as a person, you're reflecting on what you ought to do in the world, right? And in some cases, I've also seen people who tend to isolate themselves from the rest of the world because they realize that other people or their surrounding don't serve them anymore. So instead of mingling around with those people who don't serve you anymore, who don't serve your purpose, who are not aligned with you in any way, or who don't match your vibration, instead of mingling with them, you rather stay alone and rather be away from all the drama that they create, right? So for this card, I would like to read from the guidebook. Okay. Isolation, Sapphire's Blue. I've got all I could ever need right here. The legend, Sapphire is blue. Occasionally he gets invited somewhere, but invariably he turns the invitation down. After all, what would he wear? He bought a tux once just in case, but won't wear it because he might spill something on it. Besides going out would alter his routine. He's tried to meet people but hasn't met anyone of his caliber. So, Sapphire stays home alone and remains quite blue. The inspiration here is to not wait for the right time to live your life. You're on the verge of something big, but if you don't participate, it could pass you by. Personal inquiry. Sophia does not know the difference between isolation and solitude. Do I know? Key idea: self protection, making excuses, over preparing, never feeling ready to take actions. The key words are celebration, experiences, and play. Think of something that you've been putting off: a vacation, calling a friend, painting the house. Close your eyes, imagine yourself totally involved in activity. Come back when you're ready. Now, taking action will be that much simpler. Okay, so on top of what I said about needing solitude, about distancing yourself from those that don't serve you anymore, it also seems that you have been quite sheltered. You fear getting involved. You fear getting involved into risks, right? You fear doing new things. You fear going ahead, going like not going, doing things that are out of your comfort zone. So with the isolation cards, what I need to do in 2025 is, or the lesson that you need to know is, some things you need to push for, some things you need to step out, and then you'll have it, right? But if you keep on waiting for the right timing, if you keep on waiting for the universe will have my back, like the universe will always have your back. But before the universe does so, you have to step out into the world. You have to get out of your comfort zone, right? If you don't get out of your comfort zone, you'll always remain stuck in a place where you've been so comfortable that you don't see any flaws, you don't see any disadvantages, right? But you're always in that same puddle, the same well. You don't know the outside world. So for that, you need to step out of that well. You need to look at your surroundings. You need to experience things. You need to then reorganize your priorities. You need to reevaluate what you desire and what you want in life. So so there's this quote here, right? I've got all I could ever need right here. So this um what it's saying is, you have all the things, like the universe has set out the path for you, right? You have all of these obstacles, all these hurdles that you have to pass, and the universe has laid out all of it, and it's like a straight maze. Let's say it's like a maze, but you have a map, you have a good path, right? The universe has created for you. But until and unless you like start, or unless you are at the starting point, you won't ever get to the end because you haven't even started the maze. So before you get to the end of the journey or the goal, right, you have to start, you have to go through the maze, and throughout the maze the universe will support you. But if you're not even if you have not even entered the maze yet, the universe has no way of supporting you except like trying to push you into the maze, right? So basically, so my camera got cut off for a moment there. So anyways, continuing the reading. So for your 2025, you've got 5 cards, right? We've got Three of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. So we can see 2 7s. We have a 3, a 9, and a Queen of Cups, right? Okay, so we have 2 Pentacles, 2 Cups, and 1 Wand in the middle. How interesting. Okay, so let's start with the Three of Pentacles, right? The Three of Pentacles refers to some kind of collaborative work, some kind of teamwork happening, right? It also represents some kind of dream coming true, a manifestation coming into reality. The Seven of Cups, it's like choosing between the options you have and realizing that not all the things that are shiny and glittery is what it actually seems to be. Sometimes there are hidden things that could sabotage you in a way that you've never expected. With the Nine of Wands, it shows that there is something that you are on the verge of completing, but you're hesitating. You're unsure of whether to move forward. You're unsure of whether the following things to do is the right way to do it, or if you should do it at all. With the Queen of Cups, it ventures into a more emotional territory where you're in tune with your emotions, you're in tune with intuitions, right? And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's all about waiting for um waiting needlessly for some kind of fruit to come into your life, right? So what I'm getting from all of this is you did something in the beginning of the year or in the end of 2024, right? You were doing some kind of project, you were doing some kind of teamwork, you were hoping for a new goal, you were probably working on your mood board, on your vision board, right? So it shows that although your vision board is is a collaborative effort between you and the universe and all the energies that surround us, there's also a few things that are not meant for you, or let's say a momentary distraction in your life, let's say. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there are some things that are meant for you and there are some things that are not. And sometimes we focus on the things that we do not want or we do not desire just because of the peer pressure that we have, the societal pressure, or due to influence of outsiders or of outside environment. And because of that, sometimes we may think that, or we may get influenced to think that the path that others are choosing is the best for us, when in reality, it's not, right? It's not the case. So I see that in 2025, you might kind of struggle with where you want to go in life, right? You don't know where you want to go ahead. You don't know what your future plans are. You don't know how to go on doing about something. Perhaps you don't have the set of directions that you would have normally liked. So instead, you're figuring it out all on your own. But what the universe says is you're very near to the end of the goal. You just need to keep moving forward. There's just a little bit of push that you need right now. You need a little bit of more. Basically, you need more trust on your intuition, trust on your emotions, trust on your dreams, I would say, right? You need to be in tune with all the synchronicities that are happening around you. Perhaps you've been ignoring some certain messages from the dream, right? Maybe you're ignoring your intuition, maybe you're ignoring your gut, right? And because of that, it may seem like you're waiting for something, but it never comes. It's like a delayed train. You know it's delayed, but you still keep on waiting for the right time or the estimated time for it to come. But what you should be doing instead is trusting that the universe will always have your back. But for that, you must take a step forward. You have to move on. You have to move forward. You have to go on ahead with your life. So in 2025, in a preview, is you're stuck, literally, right? You are stuck because you're not moving forward. You are scared of moving forward. You are contemplating whether it's the right thing to do or not. And the universe is urging you to move forward, to do that thing, because the universe will have your back. But for the universe to have your back, you need to step ahead. You need to take that first step. You need to trust in the universe that the universe will have your back, right? If you don't trust the universe will try to send many things to you, will try to send many opportunities, many gifts, but you won't be able to receive them because you think they are a fraud, you think they are a scam, right? So, moving on to your theme. We have impatience and rejection. So, I will again read these out, right? Because I love those ones. I love the story that rejection has. Okay, so rejection. The Ivory Tower. They won't use me. The legend. The artist is summoned for jury duty, but they won't use him. He doesn't fit their concept of what a juror should be. He paints pictures no one understands. He lives alone. They want somebody who will put himself in the other guy's place, but he will never do that. He doesn't get mixed up with anything or anyone. They honor his individuality when they invite him, yet when he appears, they reject it by not using him. So, inspiration. You don't have to be on the inside track. Be true to yourself and you will not be unhappy. Rejection is spirit's protection. So, the personal inquiry we have here is: am I working with or against my environment? What is the purpose of my present solitude? The key ideas here are others' approval, unsupportive environment, working alone, and arrival of a teacher. The keywords are protection, exclusion, and development. And for impatience, we have electric blue moon. If I don't take care of it, it will never happen. See, that's what I said. If I don't take care of it, it will never happen. The legend. Ethan grows impatient waiting for dawn, so he buys a used moon. Once it is in the sky, he steps back to see his handiwork. The moon will not stay in place unless he holds the cord. The sky god assures him that dawn will come when he lets go, but Ethan is fearful and grips onto the cord until he falls asleep and releases it. When he awakens, dawn has come and the radiant light in the sky is blocked only by his used moon. Inspiration. Now is not the time to make a rushed decision. You have made your needs known. Now leave it alone. You may block something wonderful from coming to you if you're hasty. Personal inquiry. Am I jumping the gun? If I'm honest with myself, or am I forcing something? The key ideas here are scarcity thinking, being exhausted by your own efforts, success through patience. The keywords are unfolding, revelation, and success. So basically, the theme cards of 2025 basically sums up the whole reading, right? It's talking about how you need to make the choices for yourself. Whether it's right or wrong, you need to take a step forward because the universe will have your back when you do that. How many times did I say that? Okay, the universe will have your back because if you take a step forward, the universe will take a step forward with you, right? When you take a step backward, the universe will help you redirect. But if you don't take a step, the universe will not be able to guide you anywhere except throwing a lot of synchronicities at you to make sure that you receive the message, right? So this was our reading for today. I hope you liked it, and if you would like to see more, please do like and subscribe. Bye! So if you chose the mood board 2 or the vision board 2, this is going to be a reading. We're going to go over the lessons we learned or you learned in 2024 and the lessons that we have to learn in 2025, the good, the bad, and the overall theme for the new year, right? So we'll be starting out with your tarot decks. So I'm not supposed to show you the cards for the lessons, but I flipped it over already, so there's that. Okay. So these are your cards, right? We've got the Justice card, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Lovers, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, 6, 6. And the Lovers is 6, 2. Lovely. So we've got 6, 6, 6. Then we have the lesson of 2024, the lessons we have to learn in 2025, right? So looking at this card, what I feel like is sometimes you're too soft with yourself. Sometimes we are too forgiving, right? Sometimes we venture out into the world and get scared of what the world has to offer to us, get scared of all these simulations, all of these stimulations that you have, all of these new ideas, new people, varying thoughts, different opinions. They all scare us, right? So, complacency is like you get scared of the real world, you get scared of the potential that the world has or you have, and instead of going ahead to use the potential, you shrink back into yourself because you deem yourself unworthy. You deem yourself that I'm not good enough for this, or what if I can't do it? What if I am not the right person? What if I just make a mess out of things? What if I fail, right? These feelings like tend to burden us, right? They will shrink us down, they will make us feel very low. Okay, what was that? So, anyway, moving on. It makes us feel low, it makes us feel very much like unworthy, undeserving of anything that life has to offer. So, a lesson in 2024 was to know your own worth, to know that you are good enough as it is. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to paint, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to play a guitar. Nothing really matters. What matters is that you follow your dream, whether it's like a masterpiece or not. What matters is you're having fun doing it. It doesn't matter if, like a scenario, let's say. You want to learn how to play guitar, but you tried and you failed, right? Let's say. It doesn't matter, anyways. You're just playing to have fun. And by practice, you'll get better anyway. So why just stop now for the sake of, not the sake, for the fear that you won't ever get good enough? An example I really like to give is how you were a child, you didn't know how to walk, right? And for those who had like their legs broken, they had a plaster on, they have to learn how to walk again. But, and it may seem like such a trivial thing, walking and all that, but people who like who have never learned how to walk, like kids, babies, they do learn it by looking at other people, by seeing their parents, by seeing their relatives, siblings, friends, right? Well, not friends, by their older siblings, older friends, and they learn how to do it. They practice, they fall, they get bruises, they cry, then they slowly walk with support, then they walk without anyone's help, right? Similarly, let's say you break both of your legs. You'll have to go into rehabilitation to learn how to walk again. It's in your head. It's already something that you learned. It's already something that's in your brain, right? But because of mm, that fracture, you did not use that skill, and you slowly lost it. Even though you know theoretically how it's supposed to be done, your body is unable to catch up, right? But that doesn't mean that you'll never be able to walk again, no? So, in a way, it's like with all these ideas, all these hobbies, all these wishes you have, just take a step forward and practice it. Keep on doing it for the sake of your own happiness, right? You don't need to get a full marks on a test. You don't need to learn everything. You don't need to learn the grammars of a language. Just learning it, and by slowly, you won't even know it, but you'll be better at it after some time, right? So, from the book, I will just read the inspiration, right? Because that's something I wanted to focus on. So, the inspiration here is this is a warning not to give up. Be aware of coasting along in a situation that is not what you really want. You'll never be fulfilled by the unmet dreams of others. So, basically, it's like finding self nourishment, leaving dreams unrealized, feeling depleted, time for a deep rest. So, what it means is when when you're unaligned with yourself for a long time, you're unsure whether the dreams that you have, the desires that you have, is actually yours or something that you absorbed from someone else, right? And because of that, sometimes you get lost in a path where you're sure that everyone thinks the right path, but you still feel kind of uneasy. So that was a lesson for you in 2024, where you have to learn how to deal with these feelings and how to not let others' perception, others' dreams, others' wishes to guide you into doing something that you don't really want to. So the lesson of 2025 is gossip. It talks about communication in a way that harms others, right? But in this particular card, there's this line that I really like. Okay, so gossip. I never met a person I didn't like. So what happens is this lady, her name is Charmaine in the book, right? She's very eccentric, and people. So my voice got cut off there. So what I was saying is, Charmaine is a lady, but she's not popular with her townsmen because she's seen as eccentric, someone that people should not get close to because who knows, she's a weirdo, she's crazy, right? But when she passes away, they go through her house and they realize that she was a great painter. She made lots of art, and art is something that is so profound that even those who do not understand the concept or who do not understand anything of art, they know how impactful it is, right? So, Charmaine, even though she was the talk of the town, right? The gossip girl. Well, not the gossip girl, the one who was gossiped about. She did her own thing and she lived happily. She tried to make friends, but that didn't work out, and she was fine with it. She stayed in her home, she made the paints that she liked, and she did not care about what others thought of her and what others would think of her, right? So, moving on to the tarot cards, we have the Justice, the Five of Pentacles, and a lot of sixes, right? So, the Justice card talks about getting even with your life, getting even with someone else if you want to. The Five of Pentacles talks about not seeing the support that you have or ignoring the support that you could have, but you're choosing not to. The Six of Wands talk about an achievement that people will recognize you for. The Lovers talks about either romantic relationship, right, or some kind of choice. While Six of Pentacles talks about giving, donating, charity, right? So we have the Justice card, right, which talks about being even. And it seems like from all of these, okay, let's talk about the number sixes first, right? So six is associated with Venus, right? Love, care, nurturing, those kind of things. And having triple six, 666 basically, it's like confirming that having to nurture yourself is the best way that you can move forward. Not having. Nurturing yourself is the best way to move forward in your life. And nurturing can take many forms. It can be like expressing a love for one another if you're in a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, it can be any kind of partnership. Sorry for that. Right? It can be any sort of partnership, it can be any sort of relationship. It can be a parent, it can be a sibling, it can be a friends, right? The other form of nurturing yourself is doing something that makes you happy, doing something that gives you a sense of purpose. Other things could be recognizing your own efforts and making sure that you know how loved you are. Like loving yourself is something, but sometimes it's very hard to love yourself when you feel that no one else loves you. But when you recognize the accomplishments, the achievements that you've done, when you realize that other people are in awe of you, well, there will be someone who has always admired you, right? Look from their perspective, look from their POV, and you'll see that what a magnificent character you are. But sometimes we have these classes that obstruct everything else except our pinhole vision of what we are supposed to be like. So, nurturing is it's a framework, right? There's so many things that you can do to nurture yourself, but all of it comes down to making yourself feel good, making yourself feel happy, making yourself feel content, right? So there are lots of things you can do. You can choose any one of them which fits you best. The other thing I'm noticing from here is there might be a potential um, romantic leveling up. It could be an engagement, it could be a marriage, it could be finding someone that you want to spend your life with. It could be someone new entering your life, you know, that sort of thing. Another thing I've noticed is you feel that you're unsupported, perhaps because the way the people you surround yourself with have a different style of showing appreciation, but that doesn't mean that they don't appreciate you. They do, but they just have a different way of showing it. And perhaps you'll come to a realization that, oh, they were supporting me all along, all this time, but I never noticed it. I never paid attention to how they pushed me up there, how they motivated me, because I was so focused on how other people did things, how other people said that things were supposed to be done, right? So that is why I see from your tarot cards, all in all, it's all about doing things that you like, doing things just for the sake of it, and not listening to what other people have to say. So let's move on to your theme cards. So we have trickery and despondence. Okay, so I'll read these out for you. Okay, we got despondence. Despondence, the violet iris. By taking action, I found the road out. The legend. Iris is depressed and unable to look. Sorry. Iris is depressed and unable to look after herself or her home. She cries out to the great spirits for help. Mother Earth appears and suggests Iris shower, eat a good meal, and clean up her house. She does, but still feels despondent. Suddenly, a hurricane hits, and Iris springs into action to rescue her neighbor's children. In the urgency, Iris finds the way out of depression by taking action. The inspiration here is Iris teaches us that the only route out of stagnation is motion. If we do nothing, we must accept the consequences. So, unfortunately, the video got cut off again. So, what I was saying here is despondence here refers to doing something that helps you feel alive, that makes you feel alive. The earth suggested her to plant flowers, take a shower, get a meal, right? But what took her out of that despondent state is helping the neighbor's children when they were in danger. That made her feel a sense of purpose, that made her feel alive, and that's how she got out of that state. The same way, we as humans have different ways of getting out of a slump, getting out of a demotivated state, but all of it amounts to what makes us feel alive, what makes us feel hopeful, what makes us feel useful in life, right? So similarly with the trickery, it talks about Kelly the dragon and this little squirrel, and they have this acorn contest to show how basically the person, or well, not person, the animal, I guess, the animal with the largest number or the biggest number of acorns will win the competition, right? But in this case, the squirrel decides to tempt the dragon by using a basket filled with stones, but at the top there are a few acorns. And when the killer dragon lifts up that basket, he feels that this is heavier than the one he has. But the squirrel is eyeing this big acorn, right? And because of that, Kelly the dragon will take the squirrel's basket off full of stones. And not Kelly, and Kelly leaves the acorn behind, and the squirrel takes it. However, the dragon himself gets tricked, and he does not get the acorn that he wanted. He neither wins the competition, and the squirrel also gets disqualified for cheating, right? Basically, the moral of the story is the one who tempts and the one who steals are both guilty. There's a line in the guidebook which reads as follows. During trying times, things may be easier if you ask for help. Don't be disappointed if assistance does not come from the place you expect. So the keywords here are vision, honesty, and greed. And this line, don't be disappointed if assistance does not come from the place you expect. We talked about how humans show different emotions, different feelings of appreciation, gratitude in different ways. Some might gift you a car, some might give you a handmade cookie, right? They're all expressions of love and care and appreciation in a way, right? However, we as humans also have a form of love or a form of expression that we truly love. However, that doesn't mean that just because the way we like it is the same thing that others will do for us. Makes sense, right? So let's say I really love words of affirmation, but the people that I love may not use their words. They may buy me gifts, they may buy me books, let's say, but that's their way of showing love for me. And we need to respect that. We need to have gratitude for that. And the theme for 2025 basically sums up into nurture yourself by doing things that makes you feel alive, regardless of what other people says or suggest you to, and recognize the support, the love that you have in your life. Recognize the people who cares for you, who wants to see you grow up, and internalize that feeling and know that you are deserving of love and everything more. So this was your reading for today. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.